very warm welcome to Dr. Zia Ahmed YouTube channel. Today, I am going to record a small video on the topic developing critical thinking among or in the students. Most of the time, this thing is very much populated that there should be critical thinking among the students and what the teacher should do, how it should be done. There is no guidance available so far. So I decided, being a teacher, what my observations are, I can share with the people so that they may, at least at the minimum possible level, maybe doing these things as good as possible if it is the opportunity in their hand. So let us have a talk about this. So for this purpose, first of all, what I would like to suggest to my people here is that try to understand first of all why we should do this. What is the reason behind that? The clear answer is developing critical thinking skills among undergraduate students is essential for their academic success and future careers. So these are two main points where the critical thinking is required, because academic success depends on that. It is not simply the success that some people may be able to memorize some of the facts and figures, and after that they may be using these in order to pass the exam and get higher marks, but actually they are not that successful. Because once you enter into the competitive market, your skills, your thinking power, your analyzing powers, they are more important as compared to the memorization of certain facts. The practical side of the career also demands this type of thing. So that is why some of the strategies should be used in the classroom so that the critical thinking can be developed among the people in the class. The teachers can help a lot their students in order to do that. So what they should do, first of all, when they put the questions to the students, they should use open-ended questions. I mean, the questions which start with some type of WH, not simply the questions which can be answered in yes or no, but the questions which demand the mind to work on, and after that to provide some type of detailed answers. So that is why the questions which are asked in the class must be open-ended questions, because these questions stimulate thoughtful responses and require students to analyze, synthesize, and evaluate information. Now, if a student can do so, I mean, he can think about the knowledge he possesses or the skill he possesses, he can think about it, he can analyze it, and after that, he is able to combine this type of knowledge together, then he or his mind may be working better in order to manipulate, in order to exploit the kind of knowledge which he is possessing or the experience which he is possessing. Possibly he may be having a better mind as compared to that. So the very first characteristic is that the questions which the teacher should ask to the student should be open-ended questions. Secondly, classroom discussions must be encouraged, because classroom discussions are the places or the platforms where the students can express their opinion. So the teacher should encourage some of the debates in the classroom, some of the discussions in the classroom, and peer interaction in the classroom, but it should be done in a respectful way. There should be no abusive way to do so. I mean, control of the teacher must be there, but he must let the students speak and talk to each other on the given topic. Yes, he must be careful in regulating the topic or the information. So they would come with interesting experience in the stories they will be telling to each other and the opinion which they'll be sharing. Of course, all students cannot do so. So that is why, while making the groups in the class for discussion, some of the students who are highly talented or experienced or have vaster exposure, they may be brought forward, and in that way, sharing of opinion will definitely encourage the people to talk. This kind of sharing is helpful in increasing critical thinking, because this is what one can listen from others, find from others, and after that one can evaluate also where or what type of experience and skill and knowledge one is possessing. The third thing, that is that some type of real life situations should be brought in the classroom as the case study. The teacher should think about them first of all, later on he should bring real life situations. These examples should be brought in the classroom, and the discussion to the student should be allowed. First, the theoretical knowledge of the student should be checked, and after that, what solutions possibly can be there. For example, even we can say that if there are certain traffic signs or traffic blocks which are put there, what is the purpose of all that? The real life situation can be created in the classroom. Same is the case with any objects or anything which can be brought in the classroom. So the solutions may be found out. If the students can find out some of the solution, or even if they try to find out, that may not be that true solution. This type of study, this type of engagement with the students can increase their mental level, their discussion level, their analytical level. So the critical thinking would be definitely on its progress to be developed. The next thing is the problem solving situation, that the teacher should let the student know about certain problems in a specific situation and ask them to solve that problem and see and guide them how do they do so. Some of the students can be given certain, not that complex but simple projects which need some mental activity, some experience activity, and maybe they may be required to read or find the solution of that thing here and there, but then they must be able to solve that. For example, we can put a little problem to the student that if any gadget is not working, the restart can be the solution. In the same way, there may be some other things also on the gadgets, or in real life situations some of the problems may be there. The student may solve that problem. Even in the literary section we can put the problems like that. If there is some issue going on in literature, that some line is spoken by one actor, and one can ask what is the problem being posed and what could be possibly the solution of that problem. So these, some of the possibilities are there which the students can undergo in order to discover what they should say and how they should say. Okay, and then going a little bit further after problem solving, Socratic questions may be asked. Now, this is from Socrates, the type of questioning which he used to ask his people, and the people asked to him, and the answers came. These covered almost everything which was required to be known by the students, or by the way of discussion. This could come forward in his time. So it seems to be the case that Socratic type of questions may be asked. That, for example, some of the questions are given here, that could you give me an example? Could you explain a bit more, or something like that? What else can, the third question says, what else can you offer or tell, or give some more things? Could there be another explanation? So the thing is repeated again and again through different ways of asking of the questions. The question should not remain the same for every student. Different types of questions. For example, here 16 types of questions are given on the same topic. For example, same should be the case with the teacher, so that everyone should get a different prompt from the teacher in the question. The answer should come as good as possible. Then diverse perspectives should be brought in the classroom. I mean, if we are talking about the speech of some person, we may be bringing in the classroom different type of people, not in reality, maybe in the shape of their writing, in the shape of their videos. What do they say about that? For example, if Trump is making a speech and we may be getting the comment from a Pakistani, then we may be getting comment from American, then we may be getting comment from Japanese or Chinese. And then we let the students compare, so that they may be able to understand what is the diverse perspective, what is the multiplicity of the angles with which the things can be understood. This thing also enhances critical thinking. So in that way, it is possible to use certain strategies and certain devices to develop the critical thinking among the students. And in the same fashion, if we proceed further, for example, critical reading and writing, both of these activities are really very important, because not only critical reading is important, but also critical writing. Critical reading can be done in a very easy fashion, that you must ask a question: why are you reading this book? What can be possible as a theme, or what you are going to discover in that book? If some question is asked, first of all, then the reading is done. Arguments can be searched out, and these arguments can be evaluated also. And similarly, when the same thing would be in the written form, that you will be answering those questions. So if the questions are there in your mind already, the text would be better understood, and we may not be able to, sometimes it happens that when you open the book and your mind is going here and there. This can also be stopped when the concentrated reading is done with the help of some critical reading. So in that way, the usefulness of the reading can be enhanced, and that is also a tool to develop, which is called critical thinking. Role playing is again very good thing. Many of our classrooms are already practicing this role playing, in case of small children also, in case of big people also, that they may be given the roles. I mean, Some of them can become Shakespeare in the class, and some of them can become Jane Austen in the class, and some of them, even the characters, for example, some of them can become Macbeth or Othello, or in case of fiction, for example, some of them can become Mumtaz, or some of them can become Genghis Khan. Though all these characters possibly can discuss and talk with each other. That will provide a practical example to the class to understand these things. And similarly, simulations can be created in the classroom. In case of literature, the story can be developed by making the people appear like that, or some videos may be constructed on that. So in this way, role playing and simulations can also be very helpful in creating critical thinking among the students. Reflections exercises must be conducted by the students, and these are very easy. For example, one day you have attended a class. Think about that class. What role did you play there? Was it a positive thing or a negative thing? What did you learn out of that? All these things may be considered, and after that, the deficiencies may be explored. The plus points and the negative points may be explored. If the students are able to do so, they can think their own activity better as compared to the other things which they have been doing. So reflection is very much necessary. The teacher should encourage these reflection exercises that will promote their metacognition also, and the critical analysis too. So that is really very significant to understand if we want to develop the critical understanding of the students, right? So going in the same sense forward, we can feel that it is very easy and good that we can develop some more things among the students that would enhance our level of critical thinking. Feedbacks and revisions are in this regard very much important. One should give the feedback to the students, and this feedback is very much important. Most of the time it has been seen that, I'm sorry, our teachers do not mark the assignments in a good way, in a better way. I think if they try and help the students to understand what their deficiencies are, what their issues are, or what else was needed and required in the assignment, or some of the errors may be pointed out, that would provide a better chance to the student to understand what he should do in future, what he can do next time. That would be very helpful for the student also. So giving feedback and revising the things, asking the student to revise is really, really very positive activity, and that should be definitely improved by the teacher, and the students can therefore develop critical thinking with respect to that. Okay, and then curiosity is the tool that one needs to undergo for the sake of curiosity. That okay, one wants to know. It's very right that everybody has the right to know, and so the student must be encouraged because of the curiosity, because of the knowing interest. They must be encouraged, and the picture goes to suggest that it can become a driving force in critical thinking. So curiosity must be developed through certain exercises. The kind of situation may be given, and the exploration may be asked to the students to be done, and I hope so that the students can do it very easily and very interestingly as well. Not only incorporation of technology is a very important thing, but it should be used in the classroom also. I know very well that technology may not be available to some of the people, but then wherever it is available, it must be used, because technology enhances critical thinking. Online discussion, collaborative projects, and interactive learning platforms can provide additional avenues for students to engage critically with the course or the course mates which they are attending to. So the use of these tools which are being developed also help us develop our critical thinking, because of the multiplicity of the sources, diversity of the sources which are available online, and we can take a lot of help from that in order to develop the critical thinking of the students. And then we can therefore now reach to our final conclusion, and that final conclusion says that remember, developing critical thinking is an ongoing process. It doesn't stop anywhere. It requires consistent reinforcement and practice. Integrating these strategies into your teaching approach can help nurture critical thinking skills among undergraduate students also. So it will be very helpful for all of us to practice these type of things in order to develop the critical thinking of our students. So my dear, here we stop for this day. I hope that this lecture could be beneficial for the teachers as well as for the students. And if you people get any benefit out of that, do not fail to hit the subscribe button as well as the like button, and give your comments also if you want to. Thank you for watching.